drove Herbie the Love Bug and played leading roles in a career that took him from Alabama to Hollywood to Broadway. Actor Dean Jones was a star in Walt Disney films throughout the 1960s and 70s. Despite his far-reaching travel and fame, Dean Jones still has a special place in his heart for Asbury University, a school he attended years before.
At Asbury, students are equipped to become culture shapers, called, trained to enter the media fields, to work with excellence, and to affect content.
Dean Jones has never been afraid to think big. At the age of 15, he left his home in Decatur, Alabama to pursue a singing career. Later, Dean traveled to Wilmore to study a year of voice at Asbury University. He left Asbury to serve in the Navy during the Korean War. After discharge, Dean went to San Diego, where he often headed to Hollywood to audition for orchestras. Eventually, in 1956, he signed a contract with MGM. However, instead of singing, he had mostly dramatic roles in films like Torpedo Run with Glenn Ford and Jailhouse Rock with Elvis Presley. In 1963, he got his big break when Walt Disney saw him in the Broadway comedy Under the Yum Yum Tree and cast Dean in That Darn Cat. His performance was so well received that Disney used him in The Ugly Dachshund, Blackbeard's Ghost, and Snowball Express. Dean Jones' best-known Disney role was as race car driver Jim Douglas in the Love Bug series.
Okay, don't curl my toes now. We passed everybody?
Everyone but Thorndyke.
Let's go to work.
Despite all of that fame, Dean wasn't happy.
I had come to the conclusion that life was a joke. I was making $50,000 a week. I was driving a white Ferrari and had a big house in Hollywood, and nothing satisfied. I was finally starring in motion pictures, and yet I was depressed and empty. I was an empty man. I was lost.
His depression led to drinking, a horrific motorcycle crash, and an emptiness that he couldn't fill. Years later, in a New Jersey hotel, he considered suicide.
At Asbury, I had guys praying for me, and their prayers were finally answered in that room in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, when I gave my life, rededicated my life to Christ.
He has since appeared in several films and was well received in the one-man show St. John in Exile.
It is the story that's the most important thing. It really is like real estate. Location, location, location. Well, in film, it's story, story, story. And Dean has always been concerned and chosen the stories for the rest of his life that will honor God.
The transformation in Dean's own life is a sign of what redemption can do. Now, Dean Jones would like nothing more than to see a new generation of students from Asbury expand that influence for Christ.
Asbury students have something to give because they are founded in Christ. Asbury students will change and influence Hollywood and therefore the country and the world one-on-one. They're not going to get them all in a big church someplace, but their lives are going to speak louder than anything else. And there will be change.